I'm Richard Matthew. I am a professor in the Planning, Policy and Design Department. The research that I do looks at how environmental change, loss of forest cover, climate change, water problems, feeds back into our social system as security problems, as disease, as crime, as terrorism, as war. And it looks at how does that happen and what can we do about it? Does the research matter? How do you measure its impact? People want to know that it's making a difference because we sense these huge problems and we want to make some progress on solving them. The most important thing that we have discovered or that we have tried to validate is that environmental change, water scarcity, climate change, deforestation, is affecting the lives of the bottom billion people of the world. How that in turn impacts us and what we can do about it. We spend a lot of time integrating students into our research programs. We've supported students to do fieldwork in 25 countries on every continent, including Antarctica in the world. We believe that if you're going to understand the world, you've got to get out there, you've got to visit these places, you've got to understand how to work in a team setting so that you can take on these types of challenges. We've had some successes that have come very quickly, and I think that's because the research that we're doing is finding a very, very sort of enthusiastic market. When I started working on the linkages between environmental change and violent conflict, that was funded mainly by the private sector here in Orange County. And that work caught the attention of the United Nations. The United Nations then said, can you frame that research in a way which will speak to practitioners? So I worked with practitioners to develop a synthesis of that research. I actually presented it, and the UN said, that's persuasive, we're going to integrate it into peace building. Would you lead the effort to do that? So I went and made a series of trips to Sierra Leone to integrate what we believed was true into a peace building plan for Sierra Leone. That peace building plan was presented to the donor community, it was funded, and this July the program began. So in the space of 2 years we went from some academic findings to a real-world program which has the potential to change the lives of 7 million people.
My name is Susan Turner. I'm a professor in the Department of Criminology, Law and Society. I also serve as the director of the Center for Evidence-Based Corrections. I'm particularly interested in the area I'm in now because we're here at the university and the university has a natural relationship with other state agencies. We work with people at the Department of Corrections who make policy. It gives you the feeling that by providing them information that you're actually able to move an agency in the right direction based on science, based on fact, to do a better job. That is the excitement and that is the pleasure and the pain of doing this kind of work. You're in the trenches, you're down there. We're out at parole offices. I know the worst places in all the towns when you're doing this kind of research is you're at the jail, you're at the prison. And you feel that you really are making a difference because you're down there studying the problems that we all have to deal with these problems. There are many people in our community. 1 out of 33 people in this country are under some form of correctional supervision, and 1 in 100 are incarcerated. This is everybody's problem. It's not just the departments of correction, it's not just the probation department. That is why I find this work so exciting, because I can bring skill sets, research, but it's a collaborative relationship with the people who are making the decisions. One of the ways we measure these programs is by seeing how well offenders do when they're in the community. The community is our community. These folks come home. They come home to where they came from so that they don't go off someplace far away. They come back to our neighborhoods. And so when we look at how effective the programs are, we're saying how much crime do they do and what are they doing when they come back into our communities. So our questions have a very direct impact upon us as we live in our communities.